Okay, so recent researchers have shown conclusively that tissue and cells in the human body need not necessarily decay, meaning they don't show any signs of having to decay at all. Formerly it was thought that there was no way to ward off senility, and that cells are bound to break down due to old age, which simply means wear and tear, which also another word for senility, if you guys haven't caught that yet, kind of like wear and tear. This, however, in the light of modern science, is no longer countenanced. The study of gland science has convinced many physicists that the human cells can be rejuvenated or replaced continuously, and that such a thing as old age can be warded off for several hundred years. It is well known that it takes a lifetime to gain valuable experience. Men at the head of great industries frequently are over 60 years of age, and their advice is sought because they have gained most valuable experience during all those years. It would seem, therefore, important to lengthen the span of life, and indeed present indications are that this can and will be done. Important to lengthen the span of life, and indeed present indications are that this can be done. Am I reading it wrong? That doesn't make sense to me. It would seem, therefore, important to lengthen the span of life, and indeed present indications are present. Okay, there we go. Present indications are that this can be done. That this can and will be done. Okay. Some of our best authorities see no reason why a human being should not attain the age of several hundred years, not as some extraordinary feat, but considered as a fair average. I read it in a book. It was saying like the human body is actually known to live up to 300 years, on average. And he's saying right here, there's no reason why a human being should not attain the age of several hundred years, not as some extraordinary feat, but considered as a fair average. There are, of course, people now living who are 125 years old, but these are naturally exceptions. Medical scientists assert that the goal of 200 years will be reached someday in the future, when we stop to think that the average lifetime used to be 40 years, and that we now consider the man of 50 years to be in the prime of his life. Who knows but that 50 years hence a man in his prime will be 100 or 150 years of age. Dr. Monroe, an eminent physician and scientist of Great Britain, says, quote, "The human frame as a machine contains within itself no marks by which we can possibly predict its decay. It is apparently intended to go on forever." End quote. But of all the multiple adepts or masters that have kept the light burning above the three piers of the magical bridge, none has more clearly and beautifully written thereof than did the great poet Isaiah. Quote, "Then the eyes of the blind shall be opened, and the ears of the deaf shall be unstopped. Then shall the lame man leap as a hart, and the tongue of the dumb shall sing. For in the wilderness shall waters break out, in streams in the desert, and the glowing sand shall become a pool, and the thirsty ground springs of water. In the habitation of jackals where they lay shall be grass with reeds and bushes. And a highway shall be there, and a way, and it will be called, quote, the way of holiness," end quote. "The unclean shall not pass over it, but it shall be for the redeemed, the wayfaring man. Ye fools shall not err therein," end quote. The nerves are fine threads of different colors, each one having a special chemical affinity for certain organic substances, oil or albumin, through and by which the organism is materialized and the process of life carried on. Now remember the nerves. Okay, the nerves are the instruments the pathways for the energy of mind to pass through. Okay, because the mind, the system of vibrations, works through the nervous system. Okay, we have the subconscious mind, which is the sympathetic system of nerves and the solar plexus, and then there's the conscious portion of the mind, which is the brain and cerebral spinal system of nerves. Okay, and the brain and cerebral spinal system of nerves actually connects with the sympathetic nervous system. Okay, they're two different systems that connect together. And the nerves are fine threads of different colors. Remember the chakras that we were talking about. Okay, along the sympathetic nervous system are 7 major nerve ganglia, and these nerves have fine threads of different colors. Okay, the different colors of the rainbow. Okay, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, and violet. Okay, and these ones are all, represented by the 7 chakras. Okay. Muladhara, which is the first chakra, which grounds you to the physical being, is red. Okay, then there's the Svadhisthana chakra, which is the for creation. Okay, which it's in your your sexual area. Okay, that's that's represented by orange. Okay, then yellow, which is Manipura, your willpower. Which would be the solar plexus chakra. There's Anahata. Green, which is represented by green, which was love, compassion. And then Visuddha, which is the throat chakra for communication, which is represented by orange. No, not orange. Green, blue, which is represented by blue. I'm sorry. And then there's Ajna, and Ajna is represented by indigo. Okay, red, blue, indigo, and then violet. Okay, Ajna is your third eye, okay, your mind's eye, which would be the pineal gland. And then there's Sahasrara, okay, which is your crown chakra, and that's represented by indigo or violet. Right. Okay, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. Yes, violet. Okay. Then, okay, so the nerves are fine threads of different colors. Okay, each one having a special chemical affinity for certain organic substances, oil or albumin, throughout and by which the organism is materialized and the process of life carried on. For certain organic substances, oil or albumin, okay, your wheels of life, remember the 7 endocrine glands, which would be the oils for it, like the thyroid is responsible for, the synthesis of both carbohydrates and protein, like he was saying. The thyroid gland, which is, located in the throat, which would be closely connected to your Visuddha chakra. And through and by which the organism is materialized and the process of life carried on. The imagination might easily conceive that these delicate infinitesimal fibers are strings of the human heart, and that the molecular minerals are the fingers of infinite energy striking the notes of some divine anthem. Now here is a poem by Mr. Nate Collier, and it is called The View, and it goes, "Looked on the world with a care-lined frown. Mottled and gray were the shaded ways. Anger and avarice, envy and hate, clouded the view of the sun-draped days. Looked on the world with a soulful song. Zephyrs or Zephyrus, okay, Zephyrs, or Zephyra, I believe it might be an S. Blew sweet o'er the hills of time. Wafted the peace I had longed for long. Sundrift aglow on the fields of thyme. Follow the thought, and the thought sublime shines through the dark, and the darkness fades. Thoughts are the things that control the chimes of the bells that ring in the golden glades." Nate Collier. And now that is the end of section 12 of You by Charles F. Haanel. If you made it to the end of this video with me, thank you for watching. I know I don't care what people say, there's going to be those days where you're just, I really don't want to do this, regardless of how much you love to do it, but those are the days that, it doesn't matter how enthusiastic you are, it doesn't matter how motivated you are, it doesn't matter how, any of that you are, do 100% of what you can do that day and how you feel that day, okay? Be 100% as enthusiastic as you can be that day. Don't worry about how enthusiastic you were the day before, okay? Continue to get it done, okay? You're going to have those days, but it's those days that where you just need to go out and do it, period. Regardless of how you think you did it, just go out there and do it. That being said, that's the end of this video, this section, this chapter. My videos, like I said, they aren't the best. I don't have the best camera, but that doesn't matter, because all that matters is that you try. So just keep trying and keep doing, because you're learning regardless. And viewer, if you do make it with me, thank you for making it to the end of this video with me, because we're learning pretty cool things. We're learning really cool things. The nature of life, nature of our thoughts, our desires, our feelings, our subtle body, our mind body, our system of nerves, the muscles that we have, this personal universe that we all live in, But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and end this video right here. Next is section 13, which is entitled The Emotions. We're almost done with this book. Okay, there's 13, 14, 15, and then 16. Remember our daily affirmation that we are the lights of the world. You and me, and together, we can make a difference. That being said, I'll see you on the other side of the galaxy.